to find that meditation teaches there's something new even today. If you haven't been convinced by the reams of scientific data on the benefits of meditation, that's perfect. You are right at the place you need to be to start learning now. With a speech titled Satori, Samadhi, Splendor. Please welcome Pascal Kavanaugh.
Everyone, please stand. Please take the stone that hopefully you received at the front or that I handed to you. And just very lightly throw it up in the air and catch it. Just a few times. A few times. Did everybody get at least a few catches in? Great. As you make your way back to your seat, try to remember what it is that you were thinking when the stone was at its peak. Right before it began its descent back into your palm, or the floor, or the table, as it were. For some of you, I saw those, no worries. Was anybody thinking about their email? Was anybody thinking about the heat? How about a recent argument? I think not. Because my friends, you all just experienced a moment of Satori. Madam Toastmaster, esteemed members, and welcome guests. Satori is the Japanese word that refers to the gateway to enlightenment. In the Zen Buddhism tradition, they define it as the attainment of a different point of view. The yogis use the word Samadhi in Sanskrit, which means the release from inner and outer chaos into the wide open space of awareness. We, regular folk, we call this flow, or being in the flow, regularly experienced by musicians, artists, athletes, any of us, when we're immersed in something that we really care about. At its simplest form, it's absorption in the present moment. More than 5,000 years ago, a method was developed to more consistently and predictably take one into this state of full absorption. It was designed to open the mind and heal the body and help people at that time come into greater communion with the forces of nature, which were both powerful and unexplainable at the time. Much more recently, many of our higher institutions of learning, like Harvard University and many of the University of California schools, have begun studying this method rather intensely. And the reams of data are in, where they found quantitatively they could measure hundreds of benefits. For instance, you can lower hypertension, cholesterol, the stress-bearing hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. You can modulate conditions like depression, anxiety, insomnia, general stress. You can improve your oxygen uptake, your immune function, your mental function, your memory, even things like intuition, compassion, and happiness were measured as improvements. What am I talking about right now? I think you all know. Meditation. Thank you, Mona! At the end of the table, yes. Of course, this magical method I'm talking about is meditation. And all this data is as available to you as it was to me, with just a few clicks of the mouse. It is indisputable and powerful, compelling And none of it is why I meditate. Living in an emotion-filled body can sometimes feel like being tied up and dragged around by a pack of runaway horses. Meditation is the knife that cuts me free, so that I'm no longer on the wild ride of the wild mind. Initially, the horses keep running, right? They keep going, crazy. But eventually they slow down as well, and what I'm left with is wide open peace. I meditate so that I can find the breath, the pause that exists between event and reaction. I meditate so that I can be in the present moment and not always plotting my next move. I meditate so that I can do the things that scare me to death, so that I can live the life I want to live, a life which includes adventure and courage, profound intimacy, splendor, flourishing. I meditate so that I cannot get wound up and tied up and bound up by all the frenzy. The truth is, meditation is hard. It takes time. It's uncomfortable, physically, emotionally, a lot of the time. And it's worth every minute. I leave you with a quote by Marcel Proust, famed philosopher, who said that the real journey of discovery is not in seeking new landscapes, but in seeing with new eyes. And I ask you, if you were to clear the vista, what could you see? Madams